Thank you for gathering to this presentation and to our how do you call it, the booth. How when we started this appearance at the MWC, 2018. So we had COVID, but on and off. We have been coming here for last 7 years. That's when we started Rakuten Mobile project. But to begin with, I just wanted to again recap who we are, how we started, and why we are in mobile business, so as mobile software business. The when we started the world first internet marketplace in Japan in 1997, the speed of the internet was 14.4 kilo bps. So it was extremely slow. It was still analog, and nobody believed that the internet business is going to be this big. But we believed in two things. One is the data is going to be very, very important. All the information all over the world will be connected. And internet protocol will enable you to communicate and transfer whatever file you want. So we thought this is going to revolution, and we believe the internet is to empower society and people, not to destroy it. Fast forward, our e-commerce business became the biggest e-commerce in Japan. We have the number one online travel agent in Japan, number one credit card in Japan, number one online bank in Japan, depends on your count. Number one brokerage firm, number one online insurance company. So we really created a very, very unique ecosystem based on three things. One is a single brand. The second is our user database. And third is very, very unique reward point program. But one of the accelerator and also the risk was emergency of the smartphone, right? People started to shop everywhere, not in front of your desktop PC, but when you're commuting or you're drinking or whenever you find it, you search on the web and then you can buy it. But at the same time, although this is very, very powerful tool, it was becoming more and more expensive, more and more expensive. So our thinking was why this mobile connectivity, which is supposed to be social infrastructure, is so expensive. If you think about the road, physical road, right? Governments invest hundreds of billions of dollars to build a road, but it's free. If you think about wireless, all the companies, including Rakuten, is using the national property, which is called spectrum, borrowing the spectrum, renting the spectrum, and charging, you know, not 100, but $70, $80, $90, and it was going up, 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 and up. So we thought this is dangerous. This is wrong. That it should be affordable. It should be reasonable. It should be unlimited. But why this is happening, although it's very powerful, people do not just shop. They study. They take some medical advices. They use as a wallet. It's a bank. It's a broadcasting station. It's still a publishing platform. But this needs to be very, very reasonable, maybe in the future free, and not there no limitation. That's better for the economy. That was initial thinking of why we thought we should get into the mobile business. Initially, we thought about basically using the legacy hardware technology. We found out two things. This is dangerous because you will be locked in by the vendors. Once you choose the vendor, it is very difficult to get away from it. Like all these big telecom companies are really trapped by vendors and they cannot move out of it. Maybe initially they say it's going to cheap, but they can raise it up the price whenever they want. And it's very difficult for telecom companies to move away from it. So how can we bring total cost of operation as low as possible? So we have a totally different thinking, different approach. And we thought, okay, now how about if we make mobile wireless connectivity like Wi-Fi or like internet. That means we process all this conversion of spectrum to bits by software, not by hardware. And when we came up with the concept, this all-around virtualization, everybody was very, very skeptical. This was about 7 years ago. And when I talk with the CEOs, executives of big telecom companies, they were basically laughing at us. Hey, Mickey, good luck. You're going to fail. They thought everybody thought we were going to fail. And even internally, they said, okay, Mickey, let's do half of the Japan with legacy technology, but half of Japan with new technology for virtualization and ORAM. I said, no, 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 no. It's not going to work. Because always, if there's a plan B, I don't think we can overcome all these challenges. So I told them, there's no backup plan. There's no plan B. Whether you guys succeed and Rakuten succeed, or you guys fail, Rakuten Group will fail. That was the biggest risk we took. Very similar to when we started e-commerce company. So fast forward now, if you think about today, all this exhibition, basically the topic is AI and virtualization and Aura, right? But without virtualization, AI doesn't mean too much. Network management, if you want to do it with hardware, it is going to be very, very difficult. So I think intentionally and unintentionally, I think we are the trailblazer to the new concept, new architecture, new technology of the wireless. And then, obviously, we are the only player who started from OTT service layer and went down to the communication platform, communication network. So the way we think is totally different. We are not very afraid of making challenges. Why Rakuten ORAN is very, very powerful is because now it's in real world usage. We have about 8.5 million subscribers. We surpassed 8.5 million subscribers in Japan. With including small cells, we have about 400,000 sites connected to our ORAN. And then, of course, 4G, 5G NSA, 5G SA coming with a massive MIMO, and all of this are done by software, which is unbelievable. Even we come up with SA, 6G, we probably just need to upgrade our software instead of replacing all these hardware equipment. So that's the power of openness, open API, open RAM. It's really powerful. We are very delighted to opening up this all-around world further by licensing out our software to other companies, namely Cisco, Airspan, and Tech Mahindra, really kindly, really understood the importance of unified software, which is very, very reasonable because the reason why ORAN has not been so successful is the development cost of ORAN software. It's not just Rakuten started to develop ORAN software from 7 years ago. This was a project way before it started in the United States by the company called Altiostar. So we are talking about, we have been working on this for almost 17 years, not 7 years. So the software is mature. We have all done IoT with almost all the hardware and almost all the cloud platform, almost all the spectrums. So by far, we are probably at this moment only relevant, proven ORAN software in the world. Besides, ORAN itself is not going to be too exciting. Together with our operating support software, which can basically monitor the performance and automate all this network management, everything will give us unbelievable total cost of operation. Rakuten Mobile only have 800 employees versus our competitors have tens of thousands. Why? Because we automate almost all things. So these are the things that are very proud to be presented. The last thing is, what are the assets of mobile companies? Mobile companies need to rethink differently. It is going to be difficult to just keep building the network by themselves. I think these people started to think about coming up with this bundling the mobile layer and basically a communication service. And on top of that, they need to create different monetization, which Rakuten has been doing. For example, if our users join Rakuten Mobile, they buy 1.5 times, 50% more from our marketplace. They use our credit card 30% more. They use our travel 20% more. They use 2.5 extra service from Rakuten Group within 2 years from when they join Rakuten Mobile. So why we can do it? Because they can pay their subscription by points. We have all the data which we can use, and obviously we have so much existing users already in Japan. So I think it is going to be very difficult to really just try to keep up raising up the ARPU and keep investing into new technology unless you change the way you think, the change you design your network, and the change the way you operate your network. So Rakuten has been successful so far in Japan. We are ahead of our original plan of subscribers. We are planning to reach 10 million subscribers by the end of this year. This is like kind of a showcase of the performance of our network quality. And we would like to bring this to the mobile companies all over the world, because I think it is very good for the society have to have unlimited access to all the information, all the AI, without obligated to pay very, very expensive subscription fee. So long story short, we are doing this with a big ambition of democratizing mobile network, which is now as important as physical infrastructure. Thank you very much.